Deska. Welcome to Tuesday evening in my dojo, otherwise known as the kitchen. For those of you who've not joined before, I'm Sensei Scoot and I'm the chief instructor of Asahi, Shotokan, Karate and Sky England. Welcome. Wuss. Okay, so tonight's lesson I'm going to get going in a second. I'm just going to wait for a few people to join. Just going to get the computer so it's up and going so I can see if we are... Oh, let's watch the live video, shall we? Oh God, that's my ugly mug on there. So we'll just turn this down. Okay, right, that's a little bit unprepared. Using the computer and two cameras is a little bit complicated for me to get going. So how are you? Good news from the government in terms of what's going to happen over the next few weeks for us to see our families over Christmas. Regarding the dojos, I've already had a few people send me messages saying, can we get back to the dojo, Sensei? The answer is I don't know. So I've contacted our current temporary dojo providers, if that makes sense, to see if we can get back into the dojos before Christmas. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that maybe one, two or at least three of those will allow us to. So before this particular lockdown, we were having two temporary classes in Gamingay, so one on a Tuesday evening, one on a Wednesday evening. So we did 7:15 to 8:15, 8:15 to 9:15. Hopefully we're going to go back to that before Christmas. Wednesday was the same at Gamingay at the Eco Hub, and that was 7 till 8 and then 8 till 9. And then Thursday we were using my school where I work at Biggleswade at Stratton Leisure Centre. So the plan though was actually before lockdown was to move to a new venue on Thursday and move back to Sandy, which is where our Hombu dojo is. Not to that actual dojo, but another temporary dojo. But at this moment in time, again, I don't know if we can use that before Christmas, but I've contacted those people to see if we can indeed use it. So as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. If I can give you an update on Thursday, then that'll obviously be fantastic. I'd like to get out of my kitchen as quickly as possible and get back into training with you guys as soon as we can. So tonight's lesson, we're going to do Kumite. Okay, my favourite of the 3Ks. I've always been biased towards Kumite, generally because I'm pretty good at it. But tonight we'll basic Kumite, Kihon Ippon Kumite. So Kihon meaning basic, Ippon meaning one, and Kumite meaning fighting, the art of fighting. It's not just fighting, it's very much an art form. So we're going to do that this evening. We trialled some of this in the dojos a few weeks ago. I don't know if you remember, but particularly at Gamingay with the mirrors, we were attacking an imaginary opponent, okay, but obviously with mirrors you can see yourself, but also we were turning around away from the mirrors and using an imaginary mindset, okay. And when we do that, we're going to be discussing how and what we look at. How do we know where we're attacking? So I'll give you some tips hopefully this evening that will help you. We're going to do both parts of Kumite, so we're going to do the attacking and the defending. Okay, and then we might have a little bit of fun sort of towards the end of the lesson whereby you can imagine you're attacking me and I will defend and I will attack back and you will defend. So hopefully I'm going to keep it really simple and basic this evening, so I want to pay attention to the detail, okay, and the importance of various different parts of Kihon Ippon Kumite. Lots of people think it's really simple and very basic. Yes, it's basic by nature, but it's not simple, okay, and we need to pay attention to detail. So there is something for everybody in this lesson, from beginner right the way through to higher grade black belts, and hopefully you'll enjoy training with me as well. So we'll do a quick warm up, then we'll say hello to a few people, then we'll get on with the lesson, and we'll finish around 8 o'clock as usual, so it's just be about an hour. I hope that's okay. Okay, so, right, us. Okay, so just a quick warm up, make sure again, check your surroundings, make sure you've got plenty of room. I've got about a metre around me. A little bit more in front and a little bit more behind. Okay, so just take your arms swinging from side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, very good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And crossing over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Okay, take your left arm forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, right arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, left arm figure of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Right arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, so left arm forwards, right arm back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and change. 6, six, hach, go, jo, and change, ju-ich, ju-ni, ju-san, ju-shi, ju-go, and change, ju-rok, ju-sich, ju-hach, ju-ku, ni-ju. Okay, and so, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, shish, hach, go, jo. 8 to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 8 forwards, side, and up. One movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, take your fingers, your ubis, wave your ubis in the air. Make sure all of them work. Okay, good. Then tekubi, your wrists. Okay, just relax. So you need to learn how to control your body and not control it, let it relax. Lower arm, just let your arm go nice and relaxed. Try to isolate the top arm and just let the lower arm go. Okay, then your whole arms, just let them flop. Okay, so here, just rotate. Ooh. Let them just completely relax. So, hands on shoulders, thumbs on shoulders even. 8 rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a swimming action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Hand backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. I think that's the upper body all done. Okay, hips round. Hoshi, this area of the body. Just rotating. 360 degrees and then rotating back the other way. Hey, and high sukudachi, shizuntai stance. Okay, so feet together. Take your right knee. Okay, so migi hiza. Take it, bring it up, keep it tight to the body. Bring your knee up to the centre. Extend the foot. Balance, control, focus. Bring back. Balance, control, focus. If we're wobbling, sit down on this leg and back down. Okay. Again, don't worry if you wobble, don't worry if you put your foot down, we all do it, okay? And just try to control your body as much as possible. Learn. So bring it into the body as much as you can. Knee up as high as you can comfortably. Foot out. Balance, control, focus. Back, balance, control, focus. And down. Very good, very good. Hands in the air, feet together, hands together. Okay, so now controlling the body a little bit more balance. Good for stretching the body up. So bring that knee up. This time you're going to rotate through and you're going to do the Superman. Bring your leg high as you can, balance, control, stay focused. Try again as you come back up. This is difficult to do. Hold that balance, keep that form. Bring those arms down slowly. Bring the leg down slowly. Take that shake off. And feet together again. Haisukudachi. Again, remember shizuntai. Arms up. Join. Get the balance. Bring the leg up. Okay. And rotate through. Try to stay balanced. Try to stay controlled. Try to stay focused. Maybe dip a little bit lower, bring that leg a little bit higher, make it a little bit harder. Keep that control, keep that balance. Bring the arms down, knee down, and shake. So Shotokan Karate is very good for enabling you to connect your body, your muscles, your bones, your tendons, your ligaments. Okay, and that's why I absolutely love it. If you like science, you're going to like karate. So pushing, stand to then kutsudachi, front stance, knee over big toe, okay. Hips shomen, remember we've said about this before, hips shomen, so this is square facing on, okay, and then hips hanmi, and again hips shomen, squeeze. Let the gravity take its course, draw down. Hey, hanmi, shomen, hanmi, shomen, hanmi, shomen. Good, change legs. Again, natural, push down, hips at shomen, and hanmi, and shomen, hanmi, and shomen, hanmi, shomen, hanmi, shomen, hanmi, shomen. If you struggle with this, then it's almost certainly going to be your back foot. Okay, so if we turn the back foot at 90 degrees from the front foot, here, hip is naturally ham-knee, okay, so half facing. Try putting your hip in. Nope, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, so this is a problem. Rotate the heel, or sorry, the ball of the foot forwards, relax, hip, hip, hip works. Okay, so again, pay attention to detail, 90 degrees, hip stuck, foot in, hip free. And we have to use this part of our body, our hara, to do Shotokan karate. Okay. I'm not sure if I've just lost you, but it's, my computer certainly says I have, but I'm hoping that you can still see me. Unfortunately, I can't see you on the computer, it's just not working. Okay, but I'm still on the screen, so I'm on the phone, so I'm hoping that I'm still with you. Okay, that means I won't be able to give any shout outs by the looks of it. Give me 1 second before I try him once more. Okay, here we go. Right, let's say hello to a few people. So, Andy Sensei, good evening, welcome. Good evening, Ken Sensei, Andy Sensei, other Andy Sensei that is. Good evening, Tim Sensei, hope you're well, hope the Huxtable clan are well. Good evening, Thomas. Good evening, Kayla. Konbanwa. Good evening, Sensei Sharon, welcome. And good evening, Harry and Caleb, nice to see you both. Excellent, thank you for joining. Good evening, Beth, hope you're well, okay. And I hope Annie's okay, hope you're keeping all well and safe. Good evening, Paul, Lily and Isla, welcome, welcome. Good evening, Florence, hope you're well, hope your brother's okay as well. Hope he's still got a brain in his head. Can you remember your visit to the science thing the other week? Good evening, Magdalena. Good evening, Dylan. Young man, how are you in sunny Dorset? Is it as wonderful as I imagine it to be? I would imagine so. And good evening, Lee. Fantastic. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. So let's get this lesson started, okay? And I'll try and say hello to a few more people as and when I can. Okay, so Kyotsuke, straighten gis and obis. Okay, so your dogi, our uniform for Shotokan karate, okay, really important that it's tied up correctly at the side so it doesn't come undone during the lesson. It doesn't look great when it does. And your obi is also fitted correctly. Now, some people cross over their obi at the back, okay, and do their knots slightly differently. This is the way I was taught, this is the way I've done this for 30 years. This belt is old, not as old as me, but it's 2004, so I bought this in Japan. So. Obi is important, okay, it's not there to hold your pants up, your trousers is important to show your rank in Shotokan karate, okay, and it doesn't matter what colour it is, because we're all the same. The only thing that separates us is time. Time served, time trained. Okay, great, so there are two elements to Kumite, basic elements, and that is the attacker, Tora, and defender, and I use that term uki, but I use uki as a term of not just for block, but I mean receiver. And my students will tell you, I say, the receiver of great things. It's nothing better than somebody trying to punch you and kick you, so it's a good place to be as a nookie. So we're going to work on both parts. So first of all, for the first part of the lesson, we're going to do the attacking part, because I think that's quite simple. We're going to do a jodan attack, which is a punch to the chin, chudan attack, punch to the stomach, and a kick to the stomach, maigeri kick, that is, front snap kick. Okay. And then we will turn the tables and we will then be the receiver, so the uki, and we will receive that jodan attack, that chudan punch to the stomach, and that chudan maigeri to the stomach. And that's what we're going to work through this evening. Both right and left side. It's important to get balance in your karate. Okay. Shotokan is predominantly practiced on the right side, and for somebody like me who's left-handed, that's really good, because I spend my life practicing my bad side. My good side is good. I have good balance. Okay, so that's why Shotokan I think suits me. So we'll practice both sides on the attack and the defence. Okay, now this is what we would call in our association, in Asahi, Shotokan and Sky England, we would call this set 1, Kihon Ippon Kumite. I think in most associations this is generally the basic start that you get to do Kumite. But we're going to pay attention to detail with how we need to kind of set up the body, and how we need to engage our partner. And that's the most challenging aspect of this evening's lesson, is not being able to engage a partner, because we don't have one. You might be training at home with your families, in which case you're very lucky and I'm super jealous. So we need to maybe create a partner, okay, a virtual partner for us to train against. So, first of all, most important thing, can't do anything in Shotokan karate without a bow. So, heels together, toes pointing out, hands by your sides. This is Masubudachi, okay, again part of the Shizenkai natural stances that we have. And then we bow from the hip, okay, we don't nod our head, that's incredibly rude, okay, so we bow. Okay, when you come up, then you need to have focus, okay, whether you're attacker or receiver, immaterial. So you're focused, you pay attention to what you're about to do. You don't bow and then shake around. This is really bad form. It's also really dangerous when you're actually partnered up. So it's really important that once you've prayed, yoi position, you are now ready to either attack or defend. You are ready. Yes, your hands are ready. Doesn't matter which one you're doing, you're ready. And that's a mindset thing. So again, important. I've always said this within kata, about when we bow, we come up, we put ourselves in a special place to do our kata. And we'll talk about that another week when we do kata. But kumite, really same sort of thing. Ishiki, Sensei Akita uses this word to sort of describe attention, focus. So I agree with this word, okay, and that is about paying focus and attention to your partner. Okay, so whether that's virtually this evening or whether you have somebody physically with you to train, paying attention to them. You have to respect one, so that's why we bow to each other, but two, keep each other safe. Okay, the idea of Kihon Ippon Kumite is to train, okay, train slow, medium, fast, faster, better, stronger, all of these different elements. And to do it correctly, we have to work together. Okay, Kanazawa Sensei talked about working together on a regular basis. He talked about breathing and harmony was the word that he used. I remember when I trained with him before. Okay, this is a really important part of karate. For me, once we've both bowed, we are then joined. And the kids will laugh at me now, but we're engaged. Not in the marriage sense, please forgive me. I've already got that, so we don't have to do it anymore. So we're engaged. We bow, we come up to this position. Okay, then one person will take their distance, okay, their mai in Japanese is distance, okay, and then they will step back, gidanbarai, so they're ready to attack. They will clearly state their intention of attack, jodan, and attack. Defender moves back with them. The distance of this starting position here, where they've checked the distance, will remain the same. So everybody stays safe. And you can shorten that distance depending upon grade. So white belts, big distance. Black belts, black belts, touch. But different grades do different things. So we're going to have to visualise that. I hope my hands kind of demonstrate what I want you to do. So first of all, the basic jodan attack. So, right? Okay, so we're attacking first. We're not going to attack aggressively, so we're not stepping forwards, gidanbarai. We're going to step backwards. Okay, this is telling our partner that we're being non-aggressive. So step back, gidanbarai. Let's make sure I don't hit my tori gate. I'm going to damage that. Okay, and then settle down into a natural stance. Okay, don't be ridiculously long so you can't move. So make sure your stance is such, and then just let your weight drop on your front knee. Let your gravity take its natural course. Drop your hips down. Okay, and then from here, squeezing the legs. Okay, contraction. So shime, this muscles here. Okay, you drive yourself forwards, but pay attention to the punch. First hand, punching hand, comes to the hip. Hip here, hand me. Your opponent, hopefully now, cannot see this punch. Okay, if we do shonen, they can see the punch and they probably can see the elbow. Yeah, I'm exaggerating this slightly, but we want to bring this so they can't see it. You look at your opponent. Jodan! And you state your intention firmly, okay, and precisely. Really important. Again, respectfully to make sure they understand you. Jodan is not good enough. Okay. So, Jodan! I'm attacking you to the facial area. They just acknowledge with an us. They don't bow again. Okay. If they bow again at that point, then you attack, then there's going to be a problem. So they just acknowledge with a clear us. So we're looking down towards them. I'm going to aim at the camera lenses. There's three, so I don't know which one I'm punching to, but I'm going to make a difference. Try to remember what we said last week about attacking correctly. Come through this position, this yoi position here. Keep the elbow where it is. Yeah, keep this tucking. Don't let the elbow drift out, don't bring your shoulder up. You can keep this here, and then to here. Okay, I'm just focusing on this arm, forget this one at the moment. Okay, forget this one at the moment. So back to Gedanburai, hammy. Okay, let's move this arm, get rid of it. Tuck it behind your obi, behind your belt. So hammy position here. Shoulders down, relaxed. Then you can move faster. Hey, keep this tight to the hip here. Hey, and attack. Try not to come out with the elbow. Try to attack as if you were using a spear. To here. Okay? Really important that this is straight. Shoulder, shoulder here, relax. Yeah, here. Not shoulder up. Shoulder up, elbow comes out, punch comes more twisting around. Okay, more like a corkscrew. Your opponent will see this. Your opponent knows when to block. There's nothing really going to work there. So again, step back, Gedanburai, each. Again, take your left arm, tuck it behind your obi. Check your stance, natural position, hanmi. Okay, keep it into the body here. This yoi position here. Keep it here. And attack. Straight from the hip. So your elbow as a slide in, suri, attacking. Excuse me my sound effects, I do like sound effects. Okay, so, right, now both hands, So, right, hey, yoi, and step back, Gedanburai kamai. Ish, okay, check your stance, squat down on that front knee. Don't look at it, you don't need to, just let it push down. Feel your muscles engage, and relax the body. Just up and relax, hammy. Step through slowly, each. Hey, and the punch to the chin. Hey, and then back, each. So just slowly, each. And back. Okay, so now we know what we're doing. Let's do it correctly. Right. Hey, yoi. And step back, Gedanburai. Ich. Hey, attacking Jodan. Ich. Hey, yamei. Remember, always return to yoi position. Then step back, Gedanburai. Ich. Hey, again. Straight line. From here. Hide your fist. Elbow tucked in. Thus. Jodan. Ich. Is this shoulder down or is this shoulder up? Shoulder down. Relax. Kime only on the end. Kime essentially means just that. It means the end, the finish. Okay, the finish of the technique. You tense at that point only. The transitional move before from the hip to the face, or obviously the block, then you should be relaxed. If you're relaxed, you'll be able to move faster. If you move faster, you'll be stronger. And it's just science. Okay, it's not rocket science, just normal science. Okay, your body is a biomechanical chain. If you work it correctly, it works brilliantly. If you start to tense things up, the chain gets all twisted, things slow down and not strong. Okay? So right, hey, yoi, and step back, Gedanburai. Ich, Okay, so by now we don't need to worry about stance so much. We're more focused on the punch and when we're attacking. So Jodan, hey through each, hey back knee, and through San, hey back Shi, and through Go, hey back Ro. Okay, so you get the idea. So naturally, get yourself into position. Jodan attack. Jodan! Ich! And back to yoi. Okay, so just twice more. Medium speed, doesn't need to go too fast. Better to concentrate on your form. The problem is when we go too fast, we tend to revert to our bad type. Okay, so we sort of make more mistakes. Better to slow down, be more precise. Okay, sometimes even work slow. Medium, fast. You go fast straight away, you generally not going to have good form. Hey, step back and right. Joran. Ich. Yeah. Hey, yamei. Hey, get under right. Ich. Joran. Ich. Yeah. Hey, yamei. And change leg, step back, left leg, gidambarai. Ich. Yeah. Okay, so left is hidari and right is migi in Japanese. So ashi is leg, migi ashi front, left side. When we talk of right and left side, we mean right side attacking or left side attacking. So you can see that I'm here ready to attack with my left hand or my left foot. So that's how you know with your partnered up. Okay, if someone steps back with their right leg, they are attacking right side. If they're attacking, the left leg goes back, they're attacking left side. And your brain needs to connect with that. Because if you go one side wrong or the other, it can be messy. So again, make sure from this position here, hand me. Check the knee, make sure the weight's down. Okay, keep everything tight. Not. So everything stays from the hip here as we drive through in a straight line. As much as you can. Hey, Joran. Ich. He. And yeah, mate. Remember to come back to your stance. Okay, ready position. Hey, step back, get under. Ich. Hey up. Okay, so again, hand me, ready to attack. Joran. Ich. Hey up. Shoulders, are your shoulders down? Yeah, shoulder down, not up. Down, not up. Hikite, shoulder up, shoulder down. Shoulder down, shoulder down. Even with Agyuki, okay, even with upper rising block, which we did last week, shoulder stays down. Okay. Even with Washizuki, roundhouse punch, shoulder down. Is there a technique in Shotokan karate where our shoulders come up? I can't think of one. I may be wrong, but I can't think of one. Us. Hey, step back the left leg, get on right. One more time. Ich. Yeah. Okay, ready. Joran. Ich. Yeah. Hey, yeah, mate. And one more time. Ich. Joran. Ich. Yeah. Hey, yeah, mate. And one more time. Joran. Ich. Yeah. Hey, yeah, mate. And right, us. Hey, Inoi, relax. Okay, whenever a sensei or instructor says one more time, they mean you're probably going to do it another 50 times. I'm not going to lie to you, it's something that's happened for years and years and years. I remember my instructor doing exactly the same thing. One more time meant, oh God, we've got another 50 to do. So just be mindful of that. If they don't say anything, the chances are you might be coming to the end, but only if the lesson's about to finish. Okay, so that's Jodan attack, right and left side. Okay, so now we do a similar attack. So that was Jodan or Yuzuki, sometimes known as Junzuki. Okay, but we are now going to do Chudan. So Chudan is a lower part of the body. Now, we obviously don't have a partner, or I certainly don't. So I'm using the camera lens as a good target for me because it's basically the same height as my chin. Okay, so I'm using that as a good example. But if you don't have any kind of guide, then you use yourself, imaginary self, okay, as your partner. So Jodan is this area, so that's the chin area. Chudan is this area. More of so this is more of a walnut, and this is more of a melon or a small grapefruit. Of course, it could be a big melon, but hopefully just a small, nice, perfectly shaped grapefruit. Okay, and in Kikin Maigeri is also to this area, not this area, not Gidan. Okay, not here. So Jodan here, a Chudan punch here, and Maigeri kick here as well. Okay. Now, I said about not having an opponent and that being difficult. So if you can do the Kumite tonight on your own, you're going to do it really well when you're partnered up, because when you're partnered up, you can visually see what is the danger if you're receiving it, okay? You can see your target, so that's much easier. But what you've got to try and do when you're working on your own, like we are this evening, and that is always to try and see your better self, okay? So you're attacking your better self all the time. Really important to try and do that, because then you start to push yourself even though you're on your own. Okay, it's proven with athletics that a runner running around a track generally is not going to break a world record if they're on their own, but when they have other people when they have lots of other people against them, they run faster because those people push them. Okay, but you could run around a track and visually see yourself, 10 of you in front of you, running faster, running better, making sure your stride is better, longer, okay, your heels are coming off the floor better. You just need to visualise these things. So, you know, particularly if you're a young person, then I think that's easier because your brains are still developing. Mine is slowing down, definitely. So, yoi, eight, step back, gidan barai, right, and ich. Okay, so we're not spending too much time on the hips now. We know they're handy. We're not spending too much time on the stance either. So attacking chudan. So this punch this time coming to the stomach. So nice and slow speed. Chudan, ich, here. Okay, so here to here. 8 step back, gidan barai. Chudan, ich. I'm sorry if that's going out of camera shot, I hope it's not too bad. 8 and coming back. Chudan, ich, and back. Okay, back to yoi position. Hey, let's do this correctly then. So 8, os. Step back, gidan barai. Come on. Ich, chudan, ich, hey, ya mate. And step back, gidan barai. Come on. Ich. Remember, shoulders, hips, weight, squeeze. Squeeze to move forwards. Okay. Learn how to use these muscles inside the legs, your adductors, okay. Your quadriceps, make sure that you're using these, your gastrocnemius, calf muscle at the back, okay, hamstrings. All of these things are elements that make your body move, okay. And you just need to know when to tense them at the right time and relax them at the other time. That's not as easy as it sounds, it takes a little bit of time. Okay, chudan. Keep the same height, come through, a punch, okay, so chudan 3 times, attacking to the stomach on migi, the right side. Step back, gidan barai. Ich, chudan, ich, okay, and gidan barai. Ich, chudan, ich, hey, yummy. Hey, gidan barai. Ich, chudan, ich, hey, yummy. And change legs, left leg back, gidan barai. Ich, hey, good. So, checking your position, okay. Make sure everything feels where it should be. More that doesn't feel good, so bring your hip back. Hip back. Chudan. Slow speed. Ich. Stay. Yeah. Hey. Ich. Yeah, slight differences. So not too much here. Relax. Okay, mate. Height step back, gidan barai, left leg. Ich. Yeah. Okay, so again. Ich. Knee. Too much shoulder. So make sure this stays relaxed. Part of the problem is that when we're younger, particularly when I was younger, I was very tall and very skinny, and to create power, I tried to tense all the way through, which is what we tend to do as a white belt. We over tense. And whilst that may give us this feeling of power, incredibly slow it is, actually there's no power. So to get power in karate, you need speed. Okay, speed creates power. The only way to create speed is to relax. Relax everything, and then kime at the end. Tension at the end when we tense. Okay, so great. Hey, left leg back, gidan barai, kime. Ich. Hey, so chudan zuki, punching to the stomach, left side. Chudan. Ich. Hey, yummy. And step back, gidan barai. Ich. Chudan. Ich. Hey, yummy. And last time, step back, gidan barai. Ich. Chudan. Ich. See? Yame. Hey, Rei, os. Now, we don't keep bowing, okay, when we do this. When I do it properly, when I do all three, okay, in a moment, I'll show you how we do this correctly partnered, okay. So I don't want you to think that we keep bowing, because if we keep bowing, we're not doing karate. So we only bow at the beginning, at the end. So we'll have done our 3 attacks, 3 defences, and we only bow at the beginning and at the end, okay. Not all of the time. It's too much bowing, and there's, of course, it creates an area of danger there, because if someone thinks we're finished and we haven't, then we have problems with this. So paying attention to that sort of small detail. Okay, right, os. Okay, so now we've got the more problematic, difficult, more challenging technique of maegeri. Okay, so maegeri is a kick. Okay, so kicking. Mae means forward or front. So we're kicking forward. Okay. Now it should be called maegeri kiagi, okay, or maekiyagi geri, because we are doing a snap kick. And the reason that I say that is that when I was starting karate, we also used to do maekikomi geri, which was a kick with the heel. We're using the ball of the foot. Okay, so I will demonstrate with said foot. So this is the ball of the foot. Okay, one of the 3 really important areas of the foot. Okay, we heel strike when we walk down. This point has contact with the earth's surface, concrete, and then we have the 3rd point there. And we're kicking with the ball of the foot. Okay, so I hope you can see that. Here's a close-up of my foot, how great. Trust me, there's no verrucas. So this angle is incorrect. Okay, I'm trying to get this in the camera. So we need to angle correctly. Oh, that's almost there. There. Okay, so not vertical, okay? But the ball needs to be more of this angle, okay? If you kick with your toes, your sumasakis, like so, then I have a tendency of just falling off, okay? You break your toes, so it's not good. So we use that ball of the foot, that 3rd part. Heel of the foot, ball of the foot, outer edge of the foot, if you think of that as a foot, okay? Another important thing when we kick is where the kick comes from. Okay, quite often we see people, if I stand here you should be able to see me completely, we step back into stance, ready to kick. People bring their knee through this transitional point here and then they point their knee out. Okay, they point their knee. And you can see straight away I'm fighting this to gain my balance. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is big, it's heavy. Okay, it's a heavy lump. It's a big part of your body, a huge part. So we have to try and control it. Mine's heavier than most because this one's full of metal. Okay, so we've got to make sure that we keep better control of it. And the better way to do that is to bring it into this central part of our body. So we keep better control. Okay, so when you're kicking, you want to bring your knee here into the body, and you want to be squat. Let me more together. Into the body as much as you can. Okay, not straight away. That forms this motion, counterbalance. Now, what does that look like from the defender's perspective? Maegeri, they see you lean back. They see you, should you kick, they see you lean back, they see you coming. Kicks are very difficult to disguise anyway, okay, particularly from Zinkutsudachi, from stance. So we've got to try and cut all this down to make sure that it's an effective technique that our opponent wants to defend and doesn't just think, oh, I don't need to worry about that because I've already seen it half an hour earlier. I hope that sort of makes sense. So, right, so step back, gidambarai kamae. So from this position here, remember your shoulders, remember your balance, okay, and just step back, gidambarai normal, each. And then square off your hips, so showman, okay, and your hands to the side, so you're balanced, okay, you're balanced. And remember, the leg is going to take momentum to get going, okay. So when you're kicking from here, keep it into the body, not here. Whoa. We start to lean out, lose our balance. So from this position here, naturally let your gravity take over your body. Drop down your stance and clearly state your intention, maegeri. So we're kicking to the stomach. maigeri. Hey, and kick. And back. And then yame. Back to the yoi position. And reset to geramburai. Each time to this. And then square hips off. So, important that when you are kicking, this whole part, shime, which is a Japanese word for contraction, this all comes into this area here. This area that we call the hara, okay, it's a karate term, means your centre of gravity. Okay, this is where your balance is at. Balance off, balance off, balance off, balance off. All of these things affect you when you're fighting. Okay, I used to fight a lot. Generally I could see an opponent what they're doing because they would tilt one way or the other. And that generally is a giveaway in Kumite. So remember, this is the very, very basic building blocks of our Kumite. So we're on Lego brick 1. Okay, then we put in Lego brick 2, Lego brick 3. But we've got to make sure these are secure bricks. Okay, otherwise, when you're fighting, I'm afraid your opponents will see exactly what you're going to do every time you're going to do it. So you have to work out how to make these connections strong, and also, essentially, the gaps between the bricks need to be unseen. Similar to your technique, attack is unseen from your opponent. So let's try it again. So right, hey, yoi. So yoi again means we're ready. So we're looking at our opponent. We're stepping back, geramburai, each, and then hands to the side. Get yourself into a natural position. Yeah, relax here, relax the arms. Hey, kicking forwards to the stomach, maigeri, ish, yeah, and step down. Yeah, mate. All of this is relaxed. The only point where there's tension is the kick, as it kicks. Tension on the foot, okay? Curl your toes back, ball of the foot, end point, kime, is just there, and that's where we kiai. Hey, yoi, step back, geramburai, yeet, and yoi, kick in, maigeri, ich, iya. Hey, yamai. Much harder, as you can see, to disguise a kick than it is a punch. Yeah, the kick is a big limb, it's slower. Some people think it's stronger. I've asked my students this a few weeks ago, is the kick stronger or the punch stronger? I will argue the punch is always stronger because it's faster. Okay, it doesn't matter about size, speed equals power. Scientific equation there. Sensei Christian will back me up on this one. For me, this is stronger. Okay, these are used, but only really to keep someone at arm's length, to keep them away from ourselves. That's just one sensei's point of view, i.e. mine. Obviously, if you're a kicker, then you might have a different view, and I used to be a kicker. Step back, geramburai, ich, yeah. Okay, hands to the side, let's kick forwards, maigeri, ich, yeah. And yame. Very good, step back, geramburai, ich, yeah. Hey, hands to the side, relax those shoulders, do not tense. Yeah, don't do this. Okay, try to relax everything. Maigeri, ich, yeah. So your opponent gets as less chance as they can to move. And yame. Hey, one more time, step back, geramburai, yeah. Hey, ready, maigeri, ich, yeah. And yame. And rei, us. Okay, so just before we change to the left side of the maigeri, okay, just before we change, I want you to now pay attention to how you say jodan and then how you attack and your kiai. I'm going to come back to it in a second, okay, but I want you to pay attention. So ishiki, Japanese word for focus, concentration, paying attention. Focus on where you're saying your target is going, or where you're going to, okay, how you say this, and then how you kick with your kiai. Please pay attention. Hey, yoi, and step back left leg. Hey, geramburai, ich, yeah. Square off those hips. This shows your opponent there you're going to kick. Also for basic kumite, this is really super helpful. Okay, so left leg. If you're left-footed like me, this is your best side. Maigeri, ish, yeah. Hey, yame. Hand step back, geramburai, ich, yeah. Left leg kicking, hidariashi, maigeri, ich, yeah. And yame. And one more time, step back, geramburai, ich, yeah. Square off those hips. Maigeri, ish, yeah. Hey, yame. Ame, os. And no way. Relax. Okay, so getting warm in my kitchen, which is good. Floor's still freezing cold, so my feet are at sub-zero. The rest of me is nice, cooking 38 degrees, I'd imagine. So, what I wanted you to pay attention to, and what I'm hoping you've worked out, because we've done this in the dojos, is engagement. It's not a ring on a finger, don't worry youngsters, I know you're all giggly about this bit. When I said earlier about engaging your opponent, okay, when we do the bow, alright, how was your day? Oh, it's okay, you know, quite busy today. It's not a time for chit chat, I want you to engage your opponent. Okay, so how to engage an opponent. Us! Now hopefully that's made you jump. I think my neighbours might have heard that. It was rather loud and it echoed in here quite good. Engage. Yeah, I generally scare people because I have a very loud voice when I do kumite, and I'm very well known for my extremely ridiculously loud ki-eyes, especially when I used to compete. That's how much I love it. So it's all about passion. Okay, if I do this, Jordan. Yeah. Judan. I struggle to do this badly because it just feels wrong. So, can you see what I mean? There's no engagement. My job as a kumite practitioner with my partner is to electrify them. Yeah! Yeah, literally like that. So, we have to try to get that spark going. Okay, so if you think of jump cables on a car to start the engine, or an electric shock, so basically you're saving someone's life. You see it on Casualty all the time. You know, they go, stand clear, and everybody jolts back. That's exactly what you have to do your opponent. Not, oh, they're dead. We have to engage one another. This is really, really super important. So, important to look at somebody when you come up. Not a staring match, but you do look at them. And if you are finding this uncomfortable looking at someone's eyes, I don't look in people's eyes. I've never done that. My sensei always taught me peripheral vision from this point here, your nose, across to your shoulders, okay, and across here creates a triangle, a bit like a coat hanger. And you look there, you can see their little toe twitching. You can see their ears moving, okay? You can see everything. Sometimes I think when you look at people's eyes, you kind of get drawn into them. So I think eyes can lie. I think this is a good place to look here. And that's where you look. You bow, you come up, you step back, and then you're staring at them or staring towards them, okay? Whether you're looking through them, beyond them, who knows? But you're using your brain to engage them, not looking on the floor, which is what a lot of students do. When we start karate, I think we feel uncomfortable when we do this, but as you progress through the grades, you start to build that confidence, and ultimately that's what karate is all about. It's about building your self-belief and your self-confidence. For me, it changed my life, okay, which is why I practice it so much still now, because it constantly does. It brings me balance in my life. So if I've had a tough day at work, this brings balance, okay. It's something that I love. I have a lot of passion in terms of doing it. I thoroughly enjoy teaching it. I love training as well. There's all of the elements. There's not a bad bit about it. Maybe the paperwork. But actually that's what karate is all about. It's about engagement, okay. So tonight we're just literally going to finish on the attacks this evening, okay, for the last 10 minutes, and then we'll do the defences on Thursday, okay. I don't want to rush these lessons. I really don't want to rush these lessons. I want to make sure that we all understand that we're on the same page and that we're learning at the same level. Doesn't matter about your grade, so okay, whether I'm a black belt or not, and whether you're a yellow belt or not, okay, we do this the same. The engagement should be the same. Sure enough, a black belt with 30 years training should be hopefully a little bit better than yellow belt. However, you all know that I learn from my yellow belts and my white belts. Okay, pick up little tips and see how people move. Okay, see if I can adapt the way that I move. I've got faster, although I'm getting older. And that's purely down to paying attention to the detail, the technique, as I said at the beginning of the lesson. So let's do those attacks. We'll do the right side first, then the left side. Okay, and I'd like you to engage. Okay, so I'd like you to engage. So what we're going to do is we'll practice the attacks together, and then I'm going to ask you to attack me, and I will show you the defence, which you can obviously we'll pick up again on Thursday. But you'll get an opportunity to attack me down the TV screen or whatever it is you're using to look at this feed. Us. Okay, so take yoi position. Step back, get ambarai. Ich! Iya! Jodan! Ish! Iya! Hey, yame. Hey, get ambarai. Ich! Iya! Jodan! Ich! Iya! Hey, yoi. And step back, get ambarai. Iya! My Gary! Ich! Iya! And now the left side, so remember left leg, hidariashi, left leg step back. Ich, yeah. Jodan, ich, yeah. Hey, yame. Hanganambarai, ich, yeah. Jodan, ich, yeah. Hey, yame. I step back and ambarai. Hey, Mayari, ich, yeah. And yame. Okay, then you would take a pace away from your partner so you can bow safely and relax. And for me, I always thank my partner, so you can thank them with arigato, arigato gozaimasu, or domo arigato gozaimasu, which means thank you very much for the opportunity. And it's the opportunity, yeah, the chance to train with somebody else, okay, and learn from them. And that's the most important thing. Never ever do you stop learning in karate, and that's why I continue, because you don't stop. There is always something new, okay? It's like an encyclopedia that just doesn't stop. You know, I'm on probably page 20,000 now, and it's still going. It's the world's biggest book. That's what makes it so exciting. Okay, so now it's your turn to attack sensei. Okay, if you've had this, I wouldn't call it an honour. I definitely wouldn't call it that. If you've trained with me, you'll know that I'm, as I said, I engage people, okay? Sometimes I make some people jump, mainly the adults, but the juniors, okay, you're very good at making me jump, so I think it's really good that we do that this evening. So, what we're going to do, we're going to bow, right? Us! And now we're engaged in Kumite. Okay, so you step back, Gidambarai. Ich! Okay, so check your position, check your stances, look at me, 6'1" with a fantastic mo. Okay, you're now going to hopefully engage me with a nice, clear, sharp Jodan. And when I've heard that through the medium of modern technology, I'm going to say us. And as soon as I've said us, you are then free to attack. Now, you don't have to attack straight away. And if you want to catch me out this evening and tell me so later, that's fine. But you attack strong, okay, and I will block and counter attack you. Okay, so that's our plan. Us, I hope that makes sense. So, let's do it one more time. So bow. Us! Hey, yoi. And step back, get ambarai. Okay, so nice and strong. Look me in the eye, or this area here, and shout, Jodan! Us! Heya! Hey, and then you step back with me, yame, to yoi position. So we're both probably about a metre apart, if that, probably say 80 centimetres apart. We're both here face to face. You then step back, Gidambarai again, ready to attack Chudan. So step back, Gidambarai. Ich! Okay, so again, focus in here, and this time state your intention. Chudan! Us! Aya! Hey, yame with me together. So we must stay together. This keeps our form. Okay, keeps it strong, keeps Shotokan as it should be. And then step back, Gidambarai Kamai, ready to kick. Ich! Okay, so remember to change your hands here for kicking position, okay? Hey, and then state your intention. Mayuri! Us! Heya! Hey, yame. We maintain our distance, we maintain our focus, our ishki. Looking at each other. You will now step back opposite side. Okay, so now step back with your left leg, hidariashi. Ich! Okay, so you've got your left leg. I'm looking at you now, okay, and I can see you attacking on the left side. I can see you attacking, and then you're going to not put your arms out because you're going to punch. So you draw your hand back to Gerambarai. Ich! And then state your intention nice and loud. Joran! Us! Aya! Hey, yamei, together. Remember, you step back, I step up. And this is to maintain our distance. Stay focused. Hey, step back, Gerambarai. Ich! Okay, so left leg back, remember, don't make sure you get the wrong leg. Attacking Chudan. Chudan! Us! Aya! Hey, yamei. So I return to my position, you step back to yours. Okay, that way it's being non-aggressive. Us, although you're attacking, you're still stepping back, respectful. Okay, this time step back, Gerambarai, ready for kicking Maigeri. Hey, step back, ich! And state your intention, Maigeri! Us! Aya! Hey, yamei. Fantastic, and ready, us! Keep your form. Keep your form. Hey, ready, us. Hey, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for attacking me with zanshin. Zanshin. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Thus, technique, form, spirit, passion, everything you've got. That's zanshin. Zanshin is this. That's everything. Okay, so that's it for tonight's lesson. I didn't really think that would take an hour, but it has done, okay? But I'm really keen that we improve ourselves as a club and organisation and moving forwards, okay? So I'm always trying to better myself and trying to better you as students of Shotokan Karate. And you never stop being a student. Even when you're a sensei, you're always a student. You're constantly learning. But if you don't pay attention to these details, then the journey to black belt is like this, okay? And you may never get there. If you practice and keep practicing, slow gradient, you'll climb that hill to black belt. But please don't think black belt is the top. Please don't think that you're climbing Mount Everest and as soon as you get your black belt, you have got it. I'm afraid you've probably just got it to base camp when you get your black belt. And in this camp, 1 to 10 before you reach the top of Everest. Okay, so I'm only just over halfway as a 6th dan, and looking forward to the next 4 stages on the way to the top of Everest. I'm actually reading a book at the moment about somebody who climbed Everest, and I've met Bear Grylls who actually climbed Everest many years ago. And I find that really fascinating because karate is a very similar journey. Okay, there's lots of setbacks, lots of problems, lots of barriers to cross, crevasses, ice walls. And it's really important, okay, that you understand each of those is just another level to get past. So if you're on a computer game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you just have to keep persisting, keep playing the game. So hopefully that will make sense. Okay, so we're going to start the lesson, we started the lesson with a bow, we're going to finish with a bow, and then I'll do the dojo-kun. Remember, the dojo-kun are our 5 reasons for why we do Shotokan Karate. I'll do them in Japanese this evening. I will let you know what they are on Thursday, okay, in English as well. I'll make sure I have a little bit more time at the end tonight. I've kind of slightly overrun my time and I promised to finish at 8 o'clock. So let's rate. Straighten your gi and obi first of all. Hey. And rate. Os. Dojo-kun. Hitotsu. Junkan koukansei ni suramoto koto. Hitotsu. Kato no michi o momoru koto. Hitotsu. Doryoku no seishin yashinau koto. Hitotsu. Reibyo o monjo o koto. Hitotsu. Kekki no yo imashiburu koto. And rate. Remember, the dojo-kun is not just for karate, it is for life. Okay, the 5 things mean 5 things that will make your everyday better. Okay, if you just recite this in Japanese and can learn it, okay, and then work out the English, these are 5 things for life. I'll talk to you more about that on Thursday. I hope you can join me in my kitchen then, where the floor will still be freezing cold, but the temperature hopefully in the dojo will be just like it is this evening. I like training in the warmth, as you all know. I'll give you an update on our real dojos as soon as I can. I've contacted our providers, our temporary providers, and I heard out. Okay, so we've just got another reminder from my wife's phone, and it says, good things come to those that sweat. So not quite the same as the other night where it said I was beautiful, but obviously that's my wife's phone I'm using to look at you guys on on Facebook Live. Sorry about the technology, just quickly say goodbye to a few people that I've not really said hello to. Good evening, Freya, hope you're well, hope you enjoyed the training session. Good, Sensei Andy, thank you for letting me know you're all still there, it's always a worry. Andy Sensei, thank you very much to you and Sharon. Good evening, Ken. Tim, thank you very much. Lee, I hope your knee's better, bless you. I think that's pretty much everybody. I apologise if I've missed anybody off. It's much more difficult now that the app's changed, unfortunately, and I can't see all of your lovely comments come up on screen. So I'm trying to use a computer and 2 cameras, and it's a little bit too much in terms of technology for me, as you all know. Anyway, finished. Right. Oyasuma desai, arigatou gozaimasu. That means good evening and thank you so much. Jamatane, which means see you later. Take care. Os. Bye bye. Os. See you Thursday. Os.